Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 184 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. We've got a great show for you today. We've got two homes. First one's going to be in Manett, which is in East Dallas, but close to 75. And the second one is going to be in the heart of Lake Highlands. You don't want to miss those.
And in our second segment, we're going to talk about how to protect your house from summer. It is 100 degrees already. Let's talk about it.
It is time, because you would be shocked at how much stress your yard and your house go through during the summer, especially in these 100+ temperatures. So stay tuned for that as well. It has been quite an interesting weekend, I think. The heat has been upon us. I think that if you had a pool or were near a pool, had friends that had a pool, it's time to go see your friends or hang out for sure.
Definitely. I know I was in my pool both days this weekend for an extended amount of time.
I get it. It's interesting too, because this weekend we were in our pool, and typically our pool, because of the amount of canopy and shade, we're not able to quite get into it yet. It sounds odd. I know it's Texas, but the temperature is so cold. But now, because we trimmed a bunch of the trees there in late fall, we were actually 88 degrees in our pool, and it was amazing. So glad we didn't cut anything down. Just needed a very, very focused trim job is what we got. So I lived in what I called the prison over the weekend, because I'm having the outside of my house painted, and when they do that, they have to screen off all of the windows, all of the trim. And, they put that big, thick plastic up on the windows, and it really does, makes you feel claustrophobic in a way. Yes, it's like you're living in your own personal light box. Yeah. Which is kind of good, kind of sad at the same time.
And they even taped the doors off at certain points, so I couldn't get out my front door for a couple of days, and then that shifted where I couldn't get out my back door for a couple of days. I had to go out through the front door, and the dogs have been really freaked out.
Well, you also have left the dogs at Adrian's for a substantial amount of the time, too,
I did. So Adrian's been really freaked out, too, son. So
indirectly, he's been freaked out.
That Friday when he brought him over, when he was coming over, he brought him, and he was like, "Get these dogs away from me. They just follow me around all day." Funny.
Well, speaking of freaking out, this market is not freaking out.
It's not.
It is. We are beginning to see, and I'm sure that you guys are as well, we're seeing articles that are in the paper that are talking about how inventory is relaxing. We're also seeing more signs in the yard that don't immediately say pending or sold, which is great. I want to go back. We should have done this. Chris Kelly, the CEO of the company, actually did a really good roadmap he does every Friday last week. And I thought it did such a good job of actually eliminating a lot of the media spin on what they're saying is like such a drastic change in the market as far as inventory and the pricing. We need to go back and get that, because it makes a lot of sense. And I think that the media right now is grabbing this, and they're trying to turn it into like this spin. And real estate is what we know. Real estate is, yes, statistical data is important from a 30,000, but what happens in your neighborhood can be completely different in someone else's. And I think that is one of the key things to remember about real estate.
Yeah, it really is. Like we even listened to a news story just a couple of days ago that talked about how the higher end market has just come to a screeching halt. And we talked to people in our office, and it's not. I mean, it's still moving along. People that can afford to buy a $5, $8, $10 million home, many instances, they're not borrowing a lot of that money. A lot of that's cash. And that market is still doing really well.
It is interesting. So with that, let's take a look at the market watch. And so what we're doing right here is we're comparing week to week numbers. And so this is going to be June 14th. And so this is Dallas County. And if you look at Dallas County, coming soon. So we had up 11% to 108. new active listings. That is +6 at 549 in the last 7 days. And I want to point out that this is a second week in a row that we're plus. Last week it was +13, now we're +6. We are down in the option period, down 13% at 344.
And on our pendings, which are really contracts that move from option period to the next status up, is up 12% from last week, which in the last 7 days, there were 246 of those. The number of closings that occurred last week was down about 31%. And again, that fluctuates every month. Most people close their home toward the end of the month. This was right at the middle of the month, but there were still 339 closings in Dallas County last month.
And one of the things also pointed on that slide is that there were 549 new, and then there were 309 sold. We've seen, when things were really out of control, we had seen that the solds were way outpacing the number of new. And that is when, if you want to talk about charts and stats and graphs, when it flips like that, that is when the market is definitely in a seller's situation. And I think we're steadying out.
Yeah, I think sometime in July, we'll do like a first, second quarter update and compare the two together, and then compare them to the previous year and see just exactly what change is occurring. And I think it's going to show very differently than what we're hearing in a lot of news stories right now.
Absolutely. So stay tuned. So the first house we want to talk about is 4616 Manett. And this is a great area of Dallas. It is seeing a lot of gentrification. It is just to the north of Haskell and south of Fitzhugh, right there off of 75. It is such an easy place to get around. If Uptown is too crowded for you, this is a really great place to think about moving into.
It is directly across Central Expressway from Cole Park. You have a lot of access when you hit 75 there. You can go south, take the Woodall Rogers Freeway over and wrap back around 35 and go north and hit DFW within, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. In the area itself, you have some really, really great restaurants. What's your favorite restaurant?
So there is a lot that you can actually walk to. And given the fact that I wanted to highlight these, Hungry Belly is just around the corner from there. Hungry Belly is one of the easy, quick, and I don't want to say fast food, but it is fast, but it's really great. It has a great selection of both Korean and sushi. One of the things there that you can get is you can get sake in a can, and it's really good.
I haven't had that yet.
It is really cool.
Weston really turned me on to this place because he lived not far from there, and so we'd stop and grab lunch every once in a while. And even during the pandemic, they did such a fantastic job because they've got this really cool outdoor covered space with big, large fans. And as Weston said, the food is absolutely incredible.
And if you want to keep walking, even closer to Manett is actually going to be Zalat Pizza. Now, Zalat Pizza is one of my go-tos right here. Easy to order online. They have some really interesting combinations. One of the things, too, about Zalats that I love is that they actually have sourdough pizza dough, which is unique to any of the pizza in Dallas. If you are a meat eater like myself, they have an amazing pizza. And I think they have the very best ranch, it's Sriracha Ranch dipping sauce in the world.
God, that sounds good. They're one of the few restaurants that actually opened stores during the pandemic. They opened, I believe, 2 or 3 locations that were strictly order out. I mean, you just, you call on phone or pick it up through the window.
They took their parking lot and actually marked giant hula hoop circles, and you would stand and move through the line to stay 6 feet apart. It was brilliant, but it was packed all the time.
One of the other great things in that neighborhood is the La Marijuana Meat Market. And La Marijuana is a Latin food store that has all of the Latin specialties along with a lot of the mainstream things that you would order. But the thing that I like about it is you go in there and get their marinated fajita steak. It is amazing. What is the other thing that y'all get from?
I get the lemon chicken. They have a lemon chicken, and they also have really good poppers. Also, it's called La Michicana, if you want to call it that.
La Michicana. La Marijuana?
It's
La Michicana. Oh, sorry.
It is so good. They also have a hot bar if you want to go in there. I have fed an entire group of 26 for $130
Yeah.
with everything from there. It was amazing.
And they're the freshest fruits and vegetables, I think.
Yep. So let's talk about this 4616 Manett. So this is a 3-bedroom. It is 3 full bath, 1 half, and it's 2-car garage, just under 2,900 square feet. And it is a duplex. This is the right-hand side, and it is amazing. When you walk in the front door, you see this really great entryway where you have 2 bedrooms downstairs. And then when you come upstairs, the living space combination between living, dining, and kitchen is impeccable. Really great ceiling height. They did a great job with the cabinets as well. I believe the paint color on this is called Cheating Hearts. It is white quartz with, I believe, porcelanola tile in the back as well. Amazing view here.
Really is. This is a 2017 build by Conrad Homes, and they are really the people that stepped out into that neighborhood and really started creating this modern but comfortable style of living. And it's been replicated over there, but I just don't, the ones I've been through, I don't feel have the quality that these do.
And so this is the master, which is on the 2nd floor. And the previous owner put in blackout screens, which is great. And this is, if you look, the other side of the master. And so they've created a desk, a little workstation, and the TV. And as we pivot into the master, this is one of the reasons why everybody falls in love with this. You get really great windows, double vanity, a monster walk-in shower. It was perfect.
And this is one of the guest rooms. This is the downstairs guest room that is on the front of the home. Still great size. Look at this. Look at this bathroom. They put the same quality into the ensuite bathrooms as they do the master.
Absolutely. And so we've got our 2nd bedroom downstairs, which again is behind the fence, which is a great layer of privacy. And it is a really great, I believe, 9-10-foot ceilings. And as Jeff was saying about the bathrooms, they do not skimp. It has everything that you would want. And this one, actually, the utility room is also on that floor on the 1st.
And this is when you go up to the 3rd floor, which is where you've got that outdoor rooftop deck. But this makes a great game room, great TV room. The wood floors go all the way up to that level in this unit.
And you have a covered deck, which is amazing with really great views. This is City Place that you can see, but when the foliage goes down in the fall, you can actually see downtown. We actually heard Leon Bridges playing a private party at the Rustic from this place.
So 4616 North Manett Street. Manett. 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 1 half bath, 2-car garage, built in 2017, a little under 2,900 square feet, priced at $995. And we wanted to say thank you to Sherry Pizitz for letting us talk about her home today.
It is a great home. So what we like to do is we actually like to provide the link to this property. So click on it, look through the pictures. There's several others that we didn't use. You can also zoom in and zoom out on the map, figure out where Zalots is, figure out if that's something you can do. If you want to see it, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen. And as Jeff said, we want to say thank you so much to Sherry Pizitz for letting us feature your listing.
Great home, Sherry. Thank you. Our second home today is 11212 Sesame Street. I wish we had queued up a little Sesame Street audio, Ben.
This is a good one.
This is such an incredible neighborhood. This is truly the heart of Lake Highlands, right off of Royal and Audelia. Great access to 635. You have access to the express lanes on 635, not very far to the west from there. They're working on all the express lanes going east on 635 from there, but with those express lanes, you could be at DFW Airport in probably, 15 or 20 minutes, depending on how fast you drive.
Absolutely. And I think that that's a really great point because we have so many people that watch that are not from Dallas that are looking at it and possibly moving here. And this is a great location because of the access to 635, both to get to DFW Airport, but then you can head south on the toll road and get to Love Field. So if you're a commuter, don't feel like because you're on the other side of 75 that this is going to become a problem. The highways are set up for you to be successful on this.
They really are. And one of the things I absolutely love about Dallas is we have a lot of those east-west streets that go from one end of the world to the other. And this being right there on Royal Lane, Royal goes all the way out almost to DFW Airport. So if you get in the car, you check ways, 635's blocked up with wrecks or whatever, you've got alternatives.
Yes.
And In that area, you're not very far from a DART rail station. So if that's your groove, it's there.
Yep. And one of the things too we like to point out, again, because not everybody's from Dallas that is watching the show, but TI, Texas Instruments, is just around the corner. And we really like to show you exactly when we say around the corner, we literally mean it is 12 minutes, which is 4.9 miles away. Just depends on which way you want to go. Super simple, super easy, and makes commuting that much easier as, again, more and more jobs head to Texas and to North Texas.
And this is also uber convenient. You don't even have to Uber, but it's uber convenient to White Rock Lake. White Rock Lake is really it's like the charm of Dallas. There is so much to do. It's about 9.5 miles all the way around it with paved bike and hike trails. There are a tremendous number of activities that you can take part in out there. There is sailing that you can do. Paddleboarding you can do. The Dallas Arboretum is right around the corner. The Arboretum has a really great series, a spring series of concerts that look out onto the lake, and it's really a charm of the city.
4 miles around the lake on the trail?
9.4.
9.4. I know there's a 4 in there. Okay, so that's really great to know. The other thing too, Lake Highlands High School. When we talk about being in the heart of Lake Highlands, this is one of the go-tos for many people who are relocating into East Dallas. And as you can see here, it's just jump on Adelia, head south, and then head over. I believe that is actually, I don't know the street that is.
Church Street.
And right there, you are at the high school, which is really great. I believe it is less than 0.9 of a mile.
And this is the school district there is governed by the Richardson Independent School District, which is considered to be one of the best in the nation. The Lake Highlands High School is almost like being in your own community. Once you're in that network and feeding into it, you really develop relationships and friends for life.
Yes, Lake Highlands are Lake Highland people. It is amazing.
That is true.
So this is 11212 Sesame Street. It is a 4-bedroom, 4 full, 1/2, 3-car garage, just over 5,100 square feet. And if I had to describe this house, I would say it has everything you need.
Really does. You walk in and it has this big swirling staircase entry, very dramatic, super bright entry. And as you walk just beyond that, you step into the living room, gas fireplace, built-ins. The mantle, I think, is done well. That goes all the way across the fireplace. And look at those windows that you have on the back.
I loved it. And this space I kept thinking this is the best place to entertain, because whether you're watching the TV or you're transitioning into the dining room, this dining room is really big. So if you're one of the families that just keeps multiplying, this is perfect for you. And who doesn't need a kitchen setup like this?
This is so cool. So cool. Great seating right there around the bar. You have the breakfast area right off it. Wonderful built-ins if you've got any kind of china or anything that you want to display. It's all right there. And I love that cabinet underneath.
Yep. And one of the things too in this is it also has a second place that could be used for an office. They're going to use it as gym, not featured, but it is a really great extra look. One of the things too is lots and lots of light. I'm always going to point out how much light there is. In a few minutes, we're going to see another image from the outside, and you're going to get to see what all those windows right there in the kitchen open up to. But you can see here that this kitchen also, even though it's not completely open, it does have a pass-through window into I call it the pool room.
And this is the laundry room that is right off of the kitchen. As you can see, full-size set there. And there's a doggy shower in that.
So let's talk about bedrooms. We've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. I believe both of these bedrooms are en suite. One of the things that I was amazed is how big the closets and how big the rooms were in these. As you can see here, by using the nightstands and then looking at the additional sofa, there is room in these.
And these bathrooms are well appointed. Granite countertops, nice built-ins, nice framing with the way the mirrors are, excellent lighting.
And I have to say, we thought walking through this could at least be a double master, with this being the other master down, but also the way the bedrooms were configured and bathrooms upstairs, you could almost get away with 3 masters in this house.
You really could. Bathroom downstairs, well appointed. This is what is considered to be the primary bedroom.
Yep.
The solid surface floors in there, wood burning fireplace. You've got an excellent place to mount your TV. this is really a huge, huge room.
So this is actually, as you know, the master bathroom, but it looks into the backyard. Really great. Again, windows that create nice feel. And then you have the media room.
Yeah.
Media room is upstairs. It's got its own wet bar. I believe that's attic access from that door, but you can see that there's also behind that couch enough room for a desk. So it kind of puts this room into perspective.
And you've got wonderful outdoor living areas here. This is right off of the kitchen, and it also has the fireplace. And look at the size of that pool and hot tub.
Hot tub, everybody. And look, brick. That is a brick fence. That's an upgrade. Those are live oak trees. It just begins to tell the story. When I said you could entertain like crazy on the inside, this same thing carries to the outside with the seating, the fireplace, dining. And this is that little covering that is just on the other side of the kitchen. It is a really great way to add depth and privacy, let the natural light in. And if you've got Fido or Fido and Plus, you've got a great place to put a perfect dog run from.
You really do. So this is 11212 Sesame Street. It's a 4-bedroom, 4 full bath, 1 half bath, 3-car garage, built in 1981. It's about 5,200 square feet. It's priced at $1,195,000. And we wanted to say thank you to Dana Greenburg and Tracy Hummel for letting us talk about her home today. So if you'd like to see other pictures of this, click on the links below. If you'd like to take a look at the home itself, reach out to us. We would love to make that happen. And with that, we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second segment, episode 184, Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today, given the history of what we've been through as far as temperatures and where we're headed with temperatures, we thought it'd be really important to talk about how to protect your home this summer when it's 100 plus degrees. Do you like how I made that little glowing hot?
I did.
Kind of went with it. Kind of took that and ran.
You know, one of the biggest investments that people can make in their house is their landscaping. And that includes the yard, that includes the grass, shrubberies, all of that. And one extreme adventure with temperatures up or down can wipe it out.
I think we all saw that like 2 years ago when we had the February freeze that lasted for 9 days or something.
Something like that.
We're about to head into another scenario where we're about to have ridiculous temperatures. And I think this was one of those times when we wanted to like really talk about how important it is to make sure that your sprinkler is performing properly and that it is also set to be optimal for both the plants and for the amount of evaporation that happens. So that really is important for them to water long enough to actually encourage roots to go down deeper, water infrequently, and also make sure that those heads are spraying where they should be. I can't tell you how many of mine I found that were spraying at the actual house.
Well, and that can cause issues with the home because brick is porous. And so brick will take that water, absorb it. It can, go under your house and be of no use other than to create mold or problems like that.
Yep, I know that for sure. The other thing too, and I know this firsthand, is that this is the second year in a row that we have had, I think it's Living Earth has come and dropped off. First year was 7 cubic yards. This year was 5 cubic yards of cedar mulch. So cedar mulch is great because it starts to layer up, and I've noticed we have so many fewer like weeds now because it's so deep.
Yeah.
But also bugs don't like that. Now it's a little bit, it's not going to like get rid of all the bugs, but I can tell that it has made a difference in our backyard.
Absolutely. You talked about watering. That was really everything on that. I thought. Yeah. Next item was reduce your fire risk. During the hot summer, things get dried out and it just absolutely increases the risk you have for fires.
And I think like Adrian is having a tree removed or did yesterday because it had died. But, you know, that's a perfect example of creating a fire hazard, you know, as it begins to deteriorate and land. One of the other places that I think that a lot of us forget about is behind, if you have an alley on the other side of the fence, if you're not mowing that and that does get really tall in the spring because there's water and because it's about a perfect time, when that all dies down, that is the perfect place for a spark to catch. And how many times have we heard, like, you know, you have a transformer that explodes or that the wires come down because of a windstorm.
Or somebody flips a cigarette out driving down the alley.
Be preventative. And if anyone knows about fire, it is me. And
Yeah,
that is not prejudiced. It takes everything.
Stepping back over to your house, the third item is protect your foundation. What do you think they ought to do?
So if it's slab, I think that you've got to either manually put soaker hoses around. If you're on a sprinkler, you've got to make sure that that is set. And a lot of times, you know what people make the mistake of is that they put that soaker hose right up against their foundation. And that's not correct. It needs between 10 and 14 inches away, and it needs to run long enough that it creates a wetness around there that stabilizes and keeps a constant moisture level and doesn't allow these shifts to happen to your foundation.
We have a lot of clay content in our soil, and clay expands and contracts at a much greater rate than normal soil does.
100%.
And so the goal, as Weston said, is really keep the water consistency the same year round, so your house doesn't move, so your doors don't shift where they won't close in the spring and then they shift and they got a gap in the winter. You can prevent that.
Absolutely. And last but not least is insulation. So on my inspection report, I was told that I needed to add insulation when I bought the house. Did I? I waited 2 years. I suffered through the first winter or the first summer and realized, man, it's just not quite getting cool enough. Well, after you add 19 inches of insulation in your attic, it's amazing that your house can hit 74 with no problem during the day when no one's there. And at night, it's a wonderful 68. So it was really surprising at how much that insulation made a difference.
It really does. Adrian and I were just talking about that last night because I think we've got to do that to his.
It is a game changer, and I don't know why I didn't think about doing it right away, because on Manett, the house that we featured in the first half of the show, they actually are 2x6 building studs that are actually foamed. And I remember when we had that house in August with 3,000 square feet, it was $176. And that was with us staying at 72 all the time. It is amazing. If you are a foamed house, it is a huge deal.
I'll be interested to see what your summer bills are this year.
It's so interesting because we got home from Puerto Vallarta and it was 74 degrees when we walked in, and Jason had said that he had left it set on vacation mode for 79. So that meant that the house never even got to 79 degrees to cool off, which is weird. But
That's great.
Hey, I'll let you know how it goes on bills.
Well, I hope y'all found this helpful. If there are any topics you want us to talk about, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to make that happen. If you're considering buying or selling a home, we would love to make that happen for you too.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.